Hi, namaste, and thank you for tuning in to my first ever makeup tutorial video. So in this video, I'm showing how to do one of my favorite looks that I kind of came up with out of excitement after getting some really pretty lipstick as a Christmas gift. It's this one right here, NYX brand, cruelty-free, completely vegan, a matte bright pink lipstick. I was putting it on my lips one day when I thought, hey, this would make an amazing eyeliner. And then I kind of went crazy with it and added Body Shop pink glitter underneath and my usual black winged eyeliner look over top. For me, since YouTube is such a big part of my life and I love having the fun of dressing up and adorning that inner Shakti, that inner goddess, in the same kind of style that you would see her adorned in temples or in ancient paintings from India. For me, because that's part of my lifestyle, I just love playing with makeup like this. The beautiful thing is a lot of people say it's wrong to wear a lot of makeup or that it's bad to do, but in the ancient Vedic scriptures, it's actually very beautifully written that women, when they adorn themselves, they awaken more of that inner divine energy, more of the kundalini, more of the mothering qualities, more of that love. And so you'll notice when you see someone whose eyes are wide open, who has that ornamentation, who's wearing some kind of pretty jewelry like the stuff I put on to finish this look, the kundan choker, the Shri Chakra necklace, the Shri Chakra earrings that I'm wearing with little hoops, or the mangtika. When you see these kinds of adornments, it's not about status and it's not about showing off or about vanity. It's really about honoring that sacred energy within. There was something my mom told me when I was a kid. She went to see a seminar by the early childhood education specialist, Barbara Coloroso. And if you're a teacher or if you know teachers, you'll know that name. She's a Canadian expert on brain development, especially in kids. She had said that when people put on makeup, they don't do it for their own self. They do it for the sake of those who are looking at them. There have been so many different studies of teachers and how kids respond to them based on how they look. And it was interesting, she mentioned in that seminar that when a teacher puts on more makeup to go into the classroom, the kids are more magnetized towards that teacher's face. They're more apt to listen. When I started my spiritual career as a professional tarot card reader back in Vancouver, boy, what year would that have been, like 2009, I discovered really quickly that when I wore more eyeliner, especially this thick black style, my clients would be more interested in what I had to say. They were more likely to hold eye contact. It's like giving your face a focal point. So as we get into this tutorial, if you're just wondering the basics of why I wear so much makeup, why I wear so much jewelry, don't think of it as something wrong or something tacky. Think of it as your way to artistically express your inner divine energy. Everyone will have their own style. You might want to go more, you might want to go less. I went really heavy-handed on it just so that it shows up on camera. In my last video, I did this exact same style, just a little bit less bold. And you'll notice in that video, it's not quite as visible. That's how I would do it for day-to-day wear. This is how I would do it for evening or for an instructional video like this so you can see how it's done. Anyhow, thank you so much for those of you who commented requesting makeup tutorials. It's a great idea. I'm also going to get into vegan meal prep, vegan recipes, and lifestyle videos. I'll show you a little tour of my new place here in Toronto, and I'll introduce you to someone very special who I'm here with in Toronto, coming soon. Wink, wink, that's a little hint. More videos to come. More will be revealed. Thanks for tuning in for now, and let's get to it. Enjoy. Bye. So bear with me because as of now I don't have music in the background or all the other fun stuff other channels do, and I'm not going to be fast forwarding. I'm going to show you literally as I do it how to do this eyeshadow look. So the first step is to prepare your eyelid. And for that, I use the Body Shop contouring kit. You can use pretty much anything, any powders. I just like these because they're basic and neutral. Starting with the lightest shade, I go just under the brow bone to give it a little bit of a highlight and to make it like an even color. So just like this. You can use any kind of brush. Up until recently I would use my fingers for this. It's just as easy, so don't feel like supplies or tools necessitate how you apply the makeup. That's how I would do it if I was using my fingers. That's the step one. On the main part of the eyelid, I'll go with the slightly darker taupe that's in the same palette and just sweep it on the lid, same way exactly. Then to prepare the crease, the darkest color here. And to add just a little pop of color, you can put pink. And that's of course in the same palette used as a blush. So if you were going for a simple look, this would be basically eyeshadow. And actually on most days, like if I'm going just to the gym or to the post office or to the grocery store, I won't even do this much. I'll go barefaced. I think you guys get used to seeing me fully made up, but that's just for YouTube. That's just like for fun, YouTube, Instagram. Anyhow, that prepares the base on the eyelid. But the fun part for this look starts with this lipstick. I use lipstick as eyeshadow. And so this is called Super Clliquey Matte Lipstick by NYX. It's cruelty free, it's vegan. Nothing goes on my face unless it's cruelty free and vegan. And the color is called Chain Reaction. And so it's like a creamy matte lipstick. You click it up to get just a little bit of that sharp edge to it. And don't be afraid to just directly draw it under your eyes. So I'll start with the under and then I'll go into the crease. I'm not sure how close up this video is for you and I hope my mirror is not getting in the way. I'll just do it the way I normally do it. Hopefully you get it. Okay, so it's just as easy as this. And you'll notice I'm doing it in like clean sweeping motion, and that's one eye. It goes on so thick and it's so matte that the nice thing is you don't really have to layer and layer and layer to get that opaque, intense look like you would with some kinds of eyeshadows. And the fact that it's a matte finish, not a glossy finish, makes it really ideal for using on the eyes or on the lips. So that's both eyes. First step. Now, second step is to do the crease, and I go over the crease from about here to here on each side. Just like this. And then don't be scared, that looks extremely dramatic, extremely bold. But the next step is the blending. For that, I always use finger. So just push it into your eyelid, play with it. This is where you can really create the shape, and how bold and how intense it gets depends on how much of the product you apply. So if you're heavy-handed like I am, if you have a large eyelid, you can be a little bit more heavy-handed. If your eyelid is a little smaller, I guess just play with what you have. You don't have to make it too bold or too intense, but I mean, if you're gonna wear something like bright pink eyeshadow, you might as well have fun with it. So, just like this. A lot of people stress out about perfection and about making each side exactly identical. Try not to stress out about that too much, because naturally our face is not perfectly symmetrical. We'll have one eyebrow a little bit higher than the other by nature. We'll have like one eye maybe slightly bigger or slightly smaller than the other by nature. And try to make it as even as you can. But for example, if you have a little bit more color or more product on one side than the other, you can always fix that with blending, and probably nobody's going to notice except for you, unless it's like a really serious overdone or underdone. So that's the first step. Then you can go through and just brush away any excess that's on the top to kind of smooth it out and even it out. You'll see like my fingers are my favorite tool for makeup. Then take that highlighter and once again just under the eyebrow, to blend that pink in with the brow bone. So that's the first step. Next step is for the main eyelid. I'm using NYX brand again, cruelty-free vegan. And this is an eyeshadow called Gilded. So I like this for the main eyeshadow look when you're going with bright pink because it's somewhat neutral in that it's a gold. Gold you can use about the same way that you'd use a light brown. And just dot that onto your lid like this. And as you get to the pink, you'll see that it blends into kind of a peachy color. Just go with that. That actually looks quite nice. And like I said, I'm a little heavy-handed when it comes to applying makeup, and that's mainly because I wear it for videos, and in videos, if you're not wearing a lot, it's not going to be quite as noticeable on camera. So if you want it to be more subtle for a day look, of course you can adjust the amount of product you use accordingly. And if you don't want to go with like a bright golden yellow as the main eyeshadow color for this, of course you can go with something more subtle, like just use the basic highlighter that I showed at the beginning of the video, or whatever other color you like. And that said, I always do a little coat of highlighter just to blend everything together and seal it in. Gives it a little bit more of a finished look. And it's also going to prevent the colors from smudging or clumping together in the crease of your eye throughout the day. If you're new to makeup or if you're experimenting for the first time with different colors, you might notice this. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. You'll do your eyeshadow to the point that it looks absolutely perfect. And then an hour later you've sweated a little bit and suddenly the eyeshadow is gone from the lid and it's all bunched up in the crease. Ugh. So if you finish it with a little powder or a little highlighter, you avoid that. Now my next step. Kiss Professionals New York. This is another cruelty-free brand. They made this pink eyeshadow. It's so many years old. I bought this when I was in India. So the whole thing is kind of powdered at this point, but it's still usable. I take that, again on my finger, trusty makeup tool that we're all born with, and just go over the pink lipstick using this powder. This is the really bright, bright, bright pop of pink. So the pink lipstick basically acts like a base or like an adhesive, and this bright pink sticks to it so perfectly. If you go just with the pink eyeshadow immediately without the lipstick first, it's not really going to stick to your lids. It's going to look a lot lighter and a lot more subtle. And since this is like a bold look that we're going for, put the lipstick first. In the same way under the eye. So that's the primary steps finished completely. Next is the look, and again I'm blending it with this eyeshadow blending brush. The next part of the look is what I've sort of adopted as my signature look, which is a bold black line, like a kind of winged at the tips. It's actually something sacred to me. A lot of people might think it's just makeup for the sake of looks, but I had a vision of the Hindu goddess Kali when I was 13, and in that vision, she had this bold, intense, thick black eyeliner, kind of pointy and then winged at the end, and it was such a powerful experience, I decided to wear that in honor of her. So again, NYX brand. This liner is called Matte Liquid Liner, and of course it's in black. Different people have different techniques for how to apply black eyeliner to get that winged look. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it because I've always just done it, but I'll try to show you and explain as I go. I always start with the outer corner of the eye and just draw it on in a way that follows the eye's natural shape. And then from the center, pull it outwards towards that crease, making it kind of like a V shape. And then just keep pulling that line out until the edge of the blended pink that was applied to the bottom of the brow bone. Just like this. So hopefully you can see that. I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And then from the inner corner of the eye, just until you meet where it's already been drawn. And I like this applicator brush because it lets you kind of fix your mistakes as you go, smooth out the line and make everything even. And do the same thing on the other side. Now it's pooling because I got a little bit in my eye. Don't really worry about that because when we do the inner eye rim, it'll even that out too. And that is the next step. For that, I like to use the Body Shop, again, cruelty-free and vegan. This is a lip liner called Skinny Thin Felt Eyeliner. The felt eyeliners I find are better than the liquid eyeliners for lining that inner rim because the color doesn't bleed and start dripping down your face as you apply it. But a cream liner or something like Kajal, that thick crayon-like black that you can buy in India, those are actually the best. And so just gently I think this is called the tear line. As I go forward with this playlist of tutorials, I'll learn the proper words for all of these parts of the face, don't worry. And this is what gives definition to that pink, so it's not just, you know, a bright pop of color that kind of comes out of nowhere. Makes the look a little bit more finished. So that's the main basic shape for the eye. The last step that makes this really fun for parties or for something more than just your everyday look is the glitter. And I've picked this up on sale. It was like the clearance sale at the Body Shop. So again, it's vegan, cruelty-free. This is called Glitter Dust Powder. And it doesn't really have a color name, it's just the pink color. So I'll take this, and again, using my finger, dip it into that glitter dust, and then just go over only the bottom rim of the eye for this one. And again, you can be as heavy-handed or light-handed as you choose. Be aware that glitter will get on all of your stuff. It'll be everywhere, but that's half the fun of this. And you'll notice I'm doing the glitter before I do the mascara. That is so that the glitter doesn't clump up and get glued into all the upper eyelashes. And it does fall a little bit down onto your cheekbones, But again, that kind of adds to the look. It's like your eyes are taking over the face. All right, so that's the main part of the eye. Dramatic pink blended with gold, the black eyeliner. Final step is always mascara. Again, it's NYX brand, cruelty-free. This is called Badunkadunk Lush Lash Mascara. And I always go pretty heavy-handed with the mascara because I've never used false eyelashes, and I don't like the idea of gluing something to my eye that has to be peeled off later. Maybe somebody can comment and convince me otherwise if you love it. If you love it, go for it. But I prefer to just go traditional with the mascara. And of course, if you have like straight eyelashes, curling them first before you apply all the makeup is the easiest way to do it. I would include that in my tutorial, but I've never actually curled my lashes. I got lucky, my mom's genetics, with these kind of naturally curled long lashes. So of course the look will be different on each eye shape and each eye type. And if you use different kinds of products or different brands, it could come out looking unique. But again, that's the fun of it. Make it yours. Play with the style. And of course, instead of bright pink, the exact same thing could be done, but using purple or blue or green or whichever color you choose. Pink is just the color that I've been having fun with the last few days. And there you have it. That's the finished look. Hope this was easy enough for you to follow along. I'll put a list of everything I used in the video description. I'm not promoting any of these products. It's not like any of these brands have partnered with me. This is just what I use in my day-to-day life, and I really wish everyone would switch to all cruelty-free, all vegan products, because in this day and age, there's really no reason to exploit animals, to use their dead bodies in our products. There's no reason to experiment on them and to torture them when we have so many alternatives. Even if we didn't have alternatives, we never should have started doing that stuff in the first place. But anyhow, yeah, these are my main drugstore brand and body shop. Pretty affordable. I don't use any really high-end expensive products, but you can get a nice look on a budget like this. And there are also a few Etsy shops that I buy makeup from. I've bought foundation from a shop called Ethereal. I've bought lipstick and lip gloss from a person called Tater Rounds Beauty. She's vegan, cruelty-free, all of them are. I'll put links to their shops in the description too, because even though I'm not wearing it in this look, I love to support other Etsy sellers like myself. Of course, the jewelry I'm wearing here is from my own Etsy shop. But it's always nice to support somebody who's going out and doing it themselves. Maybe the last step I would do, if I was going to say wear this in another video or go somewhere like an evening event, is the lipstick. And the nice thing about the look is that you can easily match your lipstick directly to your eyeshadow by just using that same product on the lips. And that's it, done, ready to go. Thanks for tuning in, and maybe tag me in your pictures on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter if you try this out for yourself. Hope you had fun. See you in the next video. I'm gonna go wash all the pink off my hands now. Bye.